So today at the Starfighter headquarters, we get to have a casuals conversation with Steve Mowry. Now, Steve Mowry is currently 9-0 in Bellator after coming off of a great win. And can you talk about a little bit of your last win? How'd you like that? Did you like the outcome? Was there something you wish to showcase a little bit more? Was it a little different?
Yeah, it just went fast. I don't know when you have a fight lined up, it's usually all you can think about. You're anticipating it, you're excited, you're kind of dreading it, you're kind of can't wait for it. And then whenever it's all said and done, you're kind of like, damn, that was it. And then you would just want to go back and do it again. So yeah, it was fast, but I mean, I'd rather have a fast performance. I get in, get out, I don't get hurt, than
Yeah.
have a not fast performance and get beat up.
Well, we've seen a lot from you in your past fights. And I barely saw your complete record at 16-0. That's a lot of wins, bro, with like no losses. How do you feel about that, man? Like, does it make you a little bit more confident going in? Because we have seen you like go through some adversity, which is great, right? Because now we know it's just not like just a thing where this guy's knocking people out. Like, he does have the tools to get in and to get out in different situations.
Yeah, I mean, not really, if I'm being honest with you. Like, records are just numbers, and numbers don't mean anything. I just try to focus on the process. I try to focus on getting better. I try to focus on working as hard as I can to develop skills and improve my resolve every day. And then come fight time, I hope for good results. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping to just put forth an excellent effort and see what let the results take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we could take it back for a bit, can you tell us a little bit about your background, your upbringing? Because we know that you're from Pittsburgh, right? Pennsylvania?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm from Western Pennsylvania, just north of Pittsburgh. Grew up. I'm the middle of 7 kids between 2 parents. Yeah. Between my mom's first, my parents, and then my dad's next marriage, I ended up as the middle of 7. So the tallest, and my brother would probably refute this, but I think easily the best looking out of all of them. And then I'm trying to think. I didn't really come around to martial arts until I was much older. I was I was like 17 years old the first time I started training. I had my first fight when I was 20, and then ever since then I've just been trying to get better, trying to be the best I can be.
What got you into it?
I read about it in a magazine, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It was one of those things. I just read about it, and I knew immediately that's something I wanted to do.
That's awesome. So just the magazine got you to looking for something. Was it like, because was it first like straight into MMA, or was it like jiu-jitsu? Was it wrestling? Was it
It
striking?
was wrestling first. Well, no, it was jiu-jitsu first. I did a couple jiu-jitsu classes, but I considered like wrestling to be my, like my base. I'm trying to think. I wrestled, but it was all with, the end goal of getting into MMA in mind.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I wrestled out my last 2 years of high school. And then like about as serious as I could, devoted to training full time, and started competing.
Yeah, I got into like, I love MMA. This is obviously why I do the podcast, and like this is super interesting to me. But I got into MMA like slowly, gradually into it. And I started off with wrestling because I thought like when I joined high school wrestling, I was like, oh, this will easily translate into like WWE wrestling. It did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at all. And then after that, we got people rolling in BJJ classes that would come by and then just do things with us. And then all of a sudden I see people like, no, there's cage fighting out there. I'm like, cage fighting, and then that's where like the love. And my first take was, and how it just grew. And then this is where we're at now. But I have a question for you, man. And this is somebody who doesn't know anything. I love MMA. I love watching it. But something that I love about it is training. I see people training. I love to work out and all this. And I know it's not just a workout. I would also just like to learn, because I constantly love to learn new things. And like I said, I have a wrestling background. I did jiu-jitsu for a little bit, but I have been having a little bit of trouble finding like a gym. And maybe you can help me out. This is what I'm asking you for. When it comes to, I've already tried a couple of MMA gyms and striking gyms. Like over here in Okinawa, there's obviously karate. The birthplace of karate is over here in Okinawa. There's Muay Thai kickboxing, which I love, just that it's there's too many places right now, and some of them are just workouts and some places are actual sparring. And then we have the MMA places. But I want to know, somebody who's just professional sparring. I've been to some gyms, and some places are like you're flowing, you're tapping each other, you're touching each other, you're stinging each other a little bit. But then there's the other places where it's like, hey man, you're coming in here and these guys are like, fucking, yo dude, you better fucking get your shit together, because if not, you're gonna get knocked out. Now, for somebody who's a pro, what would you suggest for me to be like? Do I just bite the fucking bullet and be like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking learn the hard way, or do I stick for somewhere, maybe look for something else a little bit different?
Yeah, I would say identify your goals first. If you just show up to the gym every day, looking to get a workout in, and that's what you're trying to do, then that's what you should focus on. So like, if you just go to the gym trying to have fun, trying to learn some things, gonna go work out, then yeah, maybe sparring's not for you. But if you're actually trying to hone your skills and get better, learn what it's like to be a fighter, and if the further down the line your goals are to compete, then you got to do that hard sparring. And people give hard sparring a bad rap. You don't got to be trying to kill each other every time you spar, but if you tippy tap with each other whenever you're sparring, you're not going to know what to do with yourself when you get whacked for real in a fight. So that's not to say that every time you spar has to be balls to the wall, bite down your mouthpiece and go. But you have to be realistic in your approach, and if you're not, shitty things are going to happen. But that would be my answer for you or people like you who are kind of caught in the middle. There is identify what your goals are first, and then make your decision.
No, it's great. I appreciate that, because like I said, I know nothing, right? So I get like my friends, and it's just a community is wide, right? So there's like a lot of people who are like, hey, no, you fucking flow into it. You touch each other and all that stuff, and then hard sparring and all that stuff. But it's a great take, on your part. Maybe I'm just going to have to stop fucking being a pussy and just so I can go in there and just.
It's not being a pussy. It's being a smart human being, knowing that you can't just have your brain bounced off your skull for no reason.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. I got nothing. What is it? I got nothing to prove. I got a job that I have to wake up to every once, like at 4 a.m.
See, there you go.
I know, right? Hey, so can you tell us a bit about the people who are in your corner in this last fight? Who do you got who are the people coming out with you?
My most recent fight was Jason Strout and Greg Jones. So Greg Jones, 3-time national champion out of West Virginia University, one of the best college wrestlers to ever put wrestling shoes on, probably the best. In terms of like raw skill, I'd have to say he's who I put up there. Now, probably the best wrestling coach in the game. And then we have Jason Strout, who's new to the team at Samford. But he's, as key addition as any coach we've ever had since our inception. He's one of those guys, been around the block, done every kind of fighting that there is. He's kind of heading up the striking portion, helping out Henry, helping out guys that are still putting their fundamental skills together. And he just, Jason's just awesome. He's wonderful to have around. Has a really simple approach, which matches the culture at Samford. And we love him. So we're looking forward to having Jason around in the future. Unfortunately, my teammate Linton was supposed to be in the corner too, but he had something he had to attend to. My teammate had to go to the hospital after his fight, so he had to go with him.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's not great that he got hurt, but it's awesome that somebody would go with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So train over there in Samford. Right now, are you is there like any particular skill that you're like trying to hone more a little bit, or is it just all of them at the same time?
No, I'm trying to every day, we have a schedule, and I have things that, depending on what we're training that day, I think I have things that I keep in mind that I'm trying to address and make better, trying to build up skill wise. Some days the goal is just to go in there and work out as hard as I can, get the hardest push I can. Other days I really nail myself down to the nitty gritty of what we're trying to do. Some days I go in with a plan, and it totally gets thrown out the window because what the coaches say we're doing. Some days I come in there ready to work hard, but it ends up turning into a technique session. But at the end of the day, every time I go into the gym, I usually have something in mind that I want to work on and make it better, and then gradually every skill is going to get to the point where it's unstoppable. But
Hey, so right now that you're not in a fight camp right now, right?
no, but I'm always in the gym. I'm not really sure I understand what fight camp is anymore.
Really? It's the same thing at this point?
Just go to the gym, train, get better.
That's scary, man. Because
like
usually,
call me,
yeah,
whenever I got into it, you heard about guys doing these camps. I'm not really sure I know what a camp is. I'm either going to practice or I'm not. And if I'm not, it's because I'm sick or I'm hurt or have something going on or I have a fight coming up. So I can't really say I'm in camp preparing for a fight, but I'm always at the gym.
Oh man, that little dog, man. I think I have to address something. I think I have to address something, man. Because
what's up?
I'm on your IG. I'm going through it, and I think you think that you have the cutest dog, dude. And I think
definitely the cutest dog.
Nah,
look at this dog.
Give me just 1 minute, okay?
Let's see it. Hi. Hello.
There you go.
That is a cute dog.
Yeah, she's a rescue.
Oh yeah. What's up? We'll have to respectfully agree to disagree on whose dog is cuter.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that right now because it is tiny, and I do fucking love tiny dogs. I always used to think I was a big dog kind of guy, but fuck that.
Oh, same. I was until I'm always a big dog guy. And then whenever we got Peppa, it was kind of like not like a low blow, but it's definitely like, well, I wanted a big dog, so we compromised. We're getting a little dog now, and then later on we'll get a big dog. But Peppa is just magical. That's a little homegirl right here.
Yeah, so she was your wife's choice?
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, the same thing with my it was like a compromise. So I was like, okay, well, if we're gonna get a dog, we're gonna get a dog I like. And she just went out and she was just like, can't, we're gonna get this dog. I'm like, I guess. But now, she's cute as shit, and we've had her since she was like a super pup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But let's go back to fighting. So you're saying that you don't know what a fight camp is right now, right? That's pretty intense, man. Like to be honest, like if somebody has that kind of state of mind, just always going in there. So literally, like, there's no difference, like when you go in there. Because I was gonna ask you, like, what do you do now that you're not in fight camp? Is it like you get to relax a little bit? Is it a little bit more fun when you go in there? You feel a little bit more freedom, or is there like do you still have like a schedule that you like to follow?
I try to stay pretty disciplined, but that's the biggest difference is like, yeah, I'm generally more like laissez-faire. I'm more focused on building skills than I am reaching objectives. When I go to the gym, it's usually with the idea of putting something abstract together as opposed to going to the gym and winning rounds. But I will say that in my diet would be another thing. I usually a little bit more like loosey goosey with what goes in, what goes out. I never really eat like crap, but I definitely allow myself a cheat meal here and there, or I might have a beer with dinner or something like that. But no, other than that, I think that your effort are the building blocks to the result. So you have to stay ready all the time. And the best fuel gives you the best fuel gives you the best performance.
Yeah, 100%. So like right now, that what's the favorite thing that you like to practice more on, like skill wise? Like, is it like striking? Is it jiu-jitsu? Is it wrestling?
I can't honestly say I have a favorite.
Really?
Like when we spar kickboxing, there's usually always like 3 or 4 things that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym and try this today. Then wrestling, it's like, okay, well, I need to dial this in. This technique needs to build up a little bit more. And then during jiu-jitsu, same thing. I'll have like 3 or 4 things, and I'm like, yeah, this probably worked really good last week, but this week I'm gonna try to make it better by doing this. I can't really say I have a favorite, man. I love it. I love what I do. I love that all my favorite combat sports got blended into one, and that's mixed martial arts.
Yeah. Hey, so one thing I do want to point out is, and I love the demeanor, man, like the attitude that you bring and stuff like that. Because on all your post fights and your interviews, you're really a down to earth kind of person, down to earth guy. But the thing is, like, I wouldn't expect it. You know, like if we didn't know, like if I didn't see your fights, if I didn't see any of that stuff, I'd be like, oh, this is just some guy and all stuff. But realistically, you're like, oh, I love to fuck people up. Not yeah.
Well, I mean, that's part of the business, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. What is this? I've heard this said many times, but my favorite way that it's been said is first do no harm, but then take no shit. And I guess though, and whenever it comes to fighting, you know, is I do try to live my life, you know, like we're all flesh and blood and bone, and we're just trying to figure out what we're doing day to day, trying to put our life together. And just the same as how some people like to play cards, some people like to watch baseball. I like to get in the cage and fight people.
That's fucking cool, man. So who's your favorite? Who's somebody that you like to? Who are your favorite training partners?
Favorite training partners. So Linton Vassell and I, over the past 6 years, have really taken to each other in terms of beat each other up. But also, Linton Vassell and I, you know, really, Linton's a good partner of mine, not just because he's, you know, at a high level, but, you know, we do a good job of pushing each other, making our skills better. We'll have days where one guy beats up the other guy, and then they use that to kind of put the pieces together in their own training, their own regimen. And next time we come back, they might have an answer. He's just that guy, you know, for me that he's always been consistent. He's always been reliable. But I've had, you know, over the years, I've been really blessed to say I've had a lot of really good training partners. Him, Victor Pesta, Stefan Struve, my good friend Tom, who I've known for a long time. You know, it's just been, I've had the very esteemed luxury and privilege to have trained with some of the best fighters that have ever put gloves on.
Yeah. So you love Sanford MMA right now?
I love Sanford MMA.
What's the best part about it?
Well, I would say the culture, not just the people, but also the culture being the combined goal of everybody is, you know, we all have really similar goals and we're all trying to move in the same direction. So I would say that's my favorite thing.
Yeah. So right now, now that you're currently ranked, is it still 7 or did they bump you up?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So, it's just a number next to your name, man. It doesn't mean anything.
That's awesome. What's next for you, man? What do you want?
Well, I'm having a baby in July, so that's kind of where my attention's at right now. If they call me for a fight, I'll be ready to go. But no, they don't. Like I said, I stay in the gym. I stay ready. I hope they call me, but that's kind of where my attention is right now. Is get ready to have this baby.
Yeah, that's great, man. Anything? What's the thing that you are most excited for in becoming a dad? Because for me, it was like tiny little shoes. Like for my kids, I just kept looking at like tiny little shoes, and I was like, "Dude, this shit's
yeah."
Cool.
I guess. I don't know. I think I'd be watching movies with my kids. That'd be. I have a lot of like. I love movies. I've always loved movies, and I think that's one thing that my dad and I really connected on watching movies. So I'm looking forward to like bringing that to my
Oh,
kids.
hell yeah. My dad would take me out of school early and stuff like that to watch movies. That's like a big connection point for us.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for being with us. I think I just want to get to know a little bit more about you, how like your mindset works, where you're at right now. And that'll be doing it for us, man. I really appreciate you coming on. And hopefully we do this again after a different fight, because we're seeing a lot of stuff from you right now. We're seeing you come out in the rankings, and it's really fun watching you. Like, it's crazy.
I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll do it again sometime. That'd be really cool.
Right. Awesome. Appreciate it. Have a good day, man.
Awesome. You too.